I am a member of the Inspired Women of War Executive Committee, and I will be your host for this evening. Good to meet every one of you. Before we start, or we're starting right now, allow me to introduce Mrs. Chinyere Okorocha, the chairperson and patron of the Inspired Women of Worth, to come and give us a welcome address and let us know why we are here.
My name is Chinyere Okorocha. I'm a lawyer by profession. I'm a partner at an indigenous/international law firm called Jackson Etianedu. I'm also a patron of the IWOW network, and I was chair of the 2017/2018 GPS Summit. Obviously, you know that when IWOW gathers, it's going to be a wow effect. And we like to say that, so I'm going to say it and then you repeat after me. I wow, you wow, together we dazzle. So let me say it in a dramatic way. I wow, you wow, you wow, and together we dazzle.
It's importantly Cocktails and Connect is about continuing, building on the foundation that we have established, creating the community and strengthening the relationships with people. So really, that's why we're here. It's Sunday evening. Tuesday is a holiday, so there's no need to panic. So relax and soak in the learning. And because we have two amazing people who have agreed to give up their evening to be with us, you can't miss it. So, Ajay, have I done a good job of saying why we're here?
How was your night? So my husband was trying to crack the puzzle behind how was your night. And my husband teaches phonetics, and I remember when we met, I used to think about my conversation, because every time I spoke, you said, I said that word again, and then I'll be saying, Pam, Grove, Pam. You said, did you say Grove or Groove? So after a while, it was difficult to speak because he would always correct me. You know, when you live with someone who teaches English. So he was trying to crack the code behind How Was Your Night? And he came up with this thing, which I'm not sure is true, but he said it started many years ago, maybe in Scotland, where people will go to work and return home in the night, maybe miners or something like that. And that in the morning, their colleagues will mischievously ask, how was your night? Which was like, okay, how was the night and all that. So he was trying to explain that it's really nothing, it's not something that we should add to our vocabulary. So that's that. So it's really, really kind of funny that the way I have embraced the public speaking. These days I even show off. I have a way of going from one extreme to the other, from not being able to speak, from being afraid to speak, to now over speaking. The last time I was at a conference, they sent me a note that your time is up. I finally I always wanted people to come to me and say your time is up. Especially for the many years, almost 30 years when I was afraid of speaking. People don't believe me when I say it was almost for 30 years I was afraid of really holding the microphone, and I lost so many opportunities. I was at a conference for Lagos State the other time. I was talking about mental health. And the person who introduced me said, Betty Rabo, publisher of Genevieve. And I came back, I took the microphone, I said, let me introduce myself. My name is Betty Irabo. I was born March 1957. I'm 61 years old. I started Genevieve when I was 46. So I used to run a company called Kaleidomat. And when people talk about making their first 1 million naira, I can't remember when I made my first million naira, but I remember when I first made my 10 million naira.
Whoa.
That was in the 90s.
Wow.
I was invited to pitch for corporate gift for Nigerian breweries. It was a business I was involved in then, corporate communications. So I was invited and I pitched against thoroughbreds, big brands like Vigio and other top brands. And the process was so tedious. We kept going back and forth. They wanted a club for the 50th anniversary of Nigerian breweries. And I just said, what do I have to lose? Let me pitch. So I pitched. It was very, very competitive. I went to England. I got a company to design the 50th anniversary clock for me. It was a Seiko clock. And I presented it to Nigerian breweries. After several back and forth, I won the pitch. And I came back. I was rich. I don't remember when I made 1 million, but I remember when I made 10 million.
Woo!
It felt so good. But guess what I did? I went to the shop. I bought 2 cars.
Woo.
I bought jewelry. And then someone just came and said, did you buy land? That was when I remember that I was supposed to buy land. That was the first time I made that kind of money. And thereafter, MTN came to the country and they wanted t-shirts done. I did 40,000 t-shirts.
Whoa.
Turnover of about, you guys don't go and call the tax people on me. So I think it was about a turnover about, I don't know, maybe 70 million or something.
Wow.
But the person who we worked on that contract together, when the money came, she bought an SLK convertible. And I decided, what do I want to do with my money? I bought property and invested the rest in Genevieve.
Wow. Awesome.
Some of your generations tend to get it wrong. It's not all about the money. We have to give a little to get a little. And Genevieve, all I've done in 15 years is to give. I gave so much that I became so resentful. I felt people were taking me for granted. There was a time I felt people didn't appreciate me. But in the little things, when I go out and people say to me, oh, Auntie Betty, I read this article and I quit my job, or I decided to leave my marriage, or I decided to go and have a breast self-examination. It gives me a kind of fulfillment. The biggest glory really would be when you touch a life in your corner. We won't all be in government to serve the people, but in your little corner, in wherever you find yourself, make sure one of your watchwords is integrity above every other thing. What would you consider your biggest fulfillment? What would give you that biggest joy in life? At the end of the journey, your journey, our journey, when you leave this place, how do you want to be known? What do you want people to say about you? That's very, very important. So while you're racing after all these material things, spending money on what at the end of the day is going to be dust, pause, rewind, and really think about what you want your life to spell when you're not here anymore. It's not in the money you give people. Sometimes the easiest thing you can give people is money. So talking about audaciously, starting Genevieve for me at 46, when people said it couldn't be done, gender, age. At 46, we were old. We're even old now, sir. We were old. So, you know, when I was in my 18s, when they said meet my auntie, she's 30, I'm like, God! So, it didn't make sense to me that I was starting a magazine when people told me Nigerians don't like to read, that nobody's going to read. They just want a photographic magazine. They told me, look, publishing is not for women. And it was strange that I decided to go ahead with it. That was a bold move, you know. And as you make your audacious move on a daily basis, remember it's the baby steps with that. It's the baby steps. One foot in front of the other, one day at a time. Be focused, dream big, don't be discouraged, and then go for it. Okay? So I'm leaving you with this, that, you know, whatever it is that you want to follow, whatever path you want to follow, make sure the people you're talking to are not those ones that are going to discourage you. Because one thing I know that worked for me very well was I didn't discuss Genevieve with anybody. I just went for it. I failed, I wanted to fail on my terms. I succeeded, I wanted to succeed on my terms. I went like someone who was on some cheap drugs. I ran and ran and ran. I did not stop running until I had a copy of Genevieve in my hands. Then I paused and I looked back and I said, okay, we'll take it from here. So God bless you. And you know, I hope there are some messages here that will help you wherever you're going. You know, don't keep looking back. Back is yesterday. Forward, that's tomorrow. The future is ahead of you, not behind you. Yes.
Beautiful ladies, awesome, wonderfully put together. I see such lovely faces and I say thank God for us women. You need to understand who you are. You need to believe in yourself. You need to be able to realistically see who you are, know who you are, get to know yourself. Like Mrs. Arabo said, she has come down the path, she has paid her dues, she has made her mistakes, learned from her mistakes, gone in at a certain point, I think I know a little bit of that, and she's surfaced. That is the most important thing. That no matter what you go through, no matter what it is, whether in business, relationships, and you know relationships is not just about marriage, emotional ones. Relationships with your parents, with your co-workers, with your business, the people that work with you, your team members. And you see, if you don't, a lot of women, a lot of us women, we've been through a lot. Some will not talk about it. Things that happened when they were kids. Things that happened when they were young. That has affected them and has gone into relationships. Do you understand me? Now,
you need to face the reality, as I said. I'm a mind person, I'm a reality person. And I say one thing, no matter how good you are, no matter all the workshops you go to learn your skills, to upskill your profession, if you keep running away from yourself by being busy, you will keep finding that you have to face yourself. You have to be realistic. I tell people that it's very difficult for someone to tell me about another person, because I always say, when I see certain women behaving in certain ways, I said, what's her story? What is your story? I have a story. And that story, I didn't allow it to break me or to turn me into something else. I remember when I was having a very turbulent marriage, physical and abusive, from a very lovely person. You understand? It's even more difficult when you have a loving person who shows the other side to you, but not to everybody else. And everybody else will think, what's wrong with, there must be something you are doing. This person is so nice and everything. But I remember one thing, and I think that's what helped me. I kept saying, Lord, do not allow me to change and become a bitter person. And I walked out of that situation, though I still cared, but I walked out. There will come a time when you should know when to walk away from different things, not just a relationship, but different things. You must be, you must be confident in yourself. Like she said, not to be swayed by people's opinions. If you don't affirm yourself, other people will help you to affirm you. If you don't hold on to your story, where you began, where you are and where you are going, they will help to derail you completely and absolutely. And all the veneer you can put on, all the lipstick and the face and the hair and all the above, at the end of the day, it's you, yourself, and you. You, yourself, and you. And what that did for me was I have a better understanding of what women go through. It's so easy to judge a woman. Whatever you're going through or have gone through, there's a lesson there. You either allow that lesson to speak on your behalf so that you can be a blessing for other people, or you turn into a nasty, horrible, judgmental. On Facebook, you should see women talking. They have groups, and sometimes they invite me in because of what I do. I am administration and management is my baseline. But with everything that happened, I found that I started moving into areas where women were, to empower them, to let them know who they are, to let them be confident in what they are. And if you are passionate about something, to help to bring it out past all the gunge of what you may have gone through. Love yourself. Love yourself. One of the tools that I use when a woman is very confused and doesn't know what to do, and she's got lost in so many things, I do the mirror exercise. I let them face themselves in the mirror. People don't look at themselves in the mirror, they look at their facade. They don't look at their eyes. So be audacious. You must take life. You must look at yourself and say, at this point, I can, do something about what is eating me up in the past and what I am now and the future. Because it's never too late to reinvent yourself. Thank you so much for inviting me here.
I believe that fitness is central to who you are as a human being. And I think we all have people that we look up to, people that we aspire to. I know I aspire to some people in this room. And I know how important exercise is to those people. Find any successful person in this world, and I mean maybe 70% of the successful people in this world, they will tell you how important exercise is to them. But I'm not here to talk to you specifically about exercise. I'm here to talk about what's going on inside you, your internal environment. That's where the action is, as far as I'm concerned. Has anyone here ever experienced darkness? I don't mean NEPA. I mean darkness. We all walk through darkness, and what happens when you're in it? You start to curse the situation. Why am I here? You become destinational, if that's a word. Let's just add it to the dictionary. I just made that up. Destinational. Yeah? We always think when things get better, when I have this, when I get to this point in life, when I get past this hump, when I get through this, things will be better. But what about when you're in it? What about the process? That is the process. When you're in the dark, what do you do? You know, people always talk about you will get through it, you will get, okay, but how? What do you do? And I think, and I loved what you said about looking in the mirror. You have to bring it back to yourself, to your internal environment, and embrace your 4 pillars. Your 4 pillars to being the best version of who you are. So what are those? Self-awareness. I love that. Self-awareness is deep. That means you are taking an audit of yourself. And I don't mean just staring in the mirror. I mean talk to somebody. Talk to a close friend. What do you think of me? What are my strengths and weaknesses? It might surprise you in who you think you are and how people perceive you outside. Self-awareness is an understanding of self, and one of the key steps to self-mastery. Self-mastery, as far as I understand it, is being the best version of you. Yeah? Self-mastery. Self-awareness. Empathy. I feel strongly about empathy because I look around the environment that we live in Lagos, in Nigeria, and I don't see empathy. I don't see compassion. I see how women are treating each other. I don't see compassion. I don't see empathy. Now, we all talk about it, women supporting women, lift each other, so on. But how many people are really, truly operating with empathy in them? Understanding your fellow human, where they are. Empathy is everywhere you go. It's right here. It's in your place of work. How you treat people next to you. Do you understand their situations? Hard work. You just can't avoid it. I'm sorry. There's no cheats. There's no shortcuts. I know people come to me, they want to lose weight. They want shortcuts. They want to cheat. Tell me about the waist trainer. Does it work? Can I just? No, it doesn't. It doesn't work. I'm sorry. You have to put in the work. Why do we put in the work? Because there's something in the process that changes you, right? Something that's in the work itself. It is biblical. 4th one, any guesses? Gratitude. Very important, gratitude. Okay. Gratitude is not just about being thankful for, waking up in the morning, for the air that you breathe. It's being thankful for the people around you on a day-to-day basis. Gratitude is something that you carry with you. And my basic philosophy of all those 4 pillars is to make your own personal wellness, make mindfulness, make all these things portable. Carry them with you wherever you go. Always, always carry them with you. Use them as a personal resource because you need it. This environment is challenging. My God, every day it's a struggle, but it is a personal resource and you can use it.
I've really enjoyed it. When in doubt, what do you do? When in doubt, what do you do? You may be successful in one area, but in another area you're struggling and you need help. So in the area of fitness and well-being, I needed help. And so I went to Magic. I went to his court. And a few weeks ago I called him. I said, Magic, I need help. I'm still struggling because I'm on and off that bandwagon, as it were. And so currently we're actually creating a fitness program that will be happening right here at the Finery on an ongoing basis. Thank you. So you're around the corner also. And it's going to be open for everyone. In fact, we're actually trying to make it even more purposeful in areas where you need help. Get help. Get a coach. Join the right teams, the right associations. Mrs. St. Matthew Daniels is a life coach. She does that for a living. Okay, so in addition to the iWow network beginning to assemble amazing, talented, women, standout entrepreneurs, coaches, Auntie B, Mrs. Betty Rabo, even Maje in our community. And this is something that we're working on that we're actually going to be announcing also in this month of May, because we want everyone to get the help that we need. Certainly in life, we all need help. Is that right? Definitely. So that we can be clearer, we can be more confident, and we can live life competently. So we've been on this journey for 8 years as a community. It was launched in South Africa 8 years ago in 2010. In 2020, we will be 10 years old. Wow. Yes, just like Magic said, it came also in my season of darkness, as it were, as I was emerging from my breast cancer journey. And a couple of women came together to encourage each other, empower each other, inspire, share stories. And in this community, the power of storytelling has become a major bedrock for us, because we found that it's in the place of authenticity that you can find connection. It's in the place of authenticity, in the place of connection, in the place of storytelling. Then you can see yourself in somebody else. And we always say, if she can do it, then you can. And so when people share their stories, it's just to really give you the power to also leave your story and emerge and evolve. And I like the way she says it, reinvent yourself. We're going to be hosting a series of workshops with these power women and resources, and some people that don't know they're going to be part of the workshop, but they're sitting here. We're going to be tapping the best resources, because we want everyone sitting here, and your friends and your family and your frenemies, together we're going to reinvent. Together we're going to review. Together we're going to relaunch. Together in the month of May, we're going to look back at how far we've come individually, and we're going to work. A lot of the questions you've asked today is really the question of reinvention. It's really the question of, as it were, masterminding your best life. And we want it to reach as many women as possible. So please look out for the announcements. Also in May, every Wednesday at 12 noon, we're going to be hosting live Facebook and Instagram sessions with different speakers, okay? Because we want this message to reach as many women as possible. But we're going to then hold the workshops so that you can come out, and it's going to be priced similar to what we've done here today, but now you're going to spend a few hours of really, as it were, digging deep. It is showtime, unapologetically ready, right? So everything I say, you will repeat it after me. I take 100% responsibility for my life. Take 100% responsibility for my life. It is showtime. It is showtime. I take responsibility. I take responsibility for my life script. For my life script. I owe myself. I owe myself the commitment to show up. The commitment to show up. To step up. And to succeed on my own lane. I'm ready to be inspired. And to inspire others. I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to unlearn. And dump old limiting beliefs. I'm fully present. And ready to connect. With my highest dreams. And endless possibilities. I am ready to be empowered at a whole new level. I am fully committed to an upgrade in all aspects of my life. Don't get tired, ladies. Let's wrap this up nicely. A brand new season awaits me. New horizons beckon. I'm ready to answer the call to a higher purpose in life. I'm ready to transform my life. It is showtime. And my season to stand up. for my stage. I refuse, reject, and walk away from every limiting belief that life has placed on me. I embrace and receive new liberating truths from this day forward. I am a brand new woman. Nothing will stop my progress. My season is now. Embrace it fully. I am unstoppable. I am unapologetically ready for my showtime. It is a new day. I take the stage. I unleash my best life. From this day forward,